Have you ever dreamed of exploring the most beautiful corners of the world and wondered which are the most captivating and charming cities on our planet? In this video, get ready for an epic journey as I introduce you to the 20 most beautiful cities in the world. From skyscraper-filled metropolises to historic treasures and sun-drenched coastlines, these cities will leave you in awe with every step you take. So get comfortable, because today I'm taking you on a fascinating tour through some of the most incredible places this world has to offer. Let's get started. City 20, Buenos Aires, Argentina. We begin our trip in Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, located in the vibrant heart of South America. Known as the Paris of Latin America, this city is a paradise for lovers of tango, architecture, and Latin American culture. Its elegant avenues, such as the impressive Avenida 9 de Julio with its iconic obelisk, are imbued with a fascinating blend of European influences and Latin charm. The passionate spirit of this metropolis pervades every corner, from the famous Plaza de Mayo, home to the Casa Rosada and the Metropolitan Cathedral, to the colorful neighborhoods of La Boca, home to La Bombonera Soccer Stadium, and San Telmo, with its street markets and tango shows. In addition, Buenos Aires is home to the opulent Teatro Colón, one of the world's most impressive theaters, Puerto Madero, a financial center and fashionable district filled with upscale restaurants and glitzy nightclubs, and Recoleta Cemetery, one of the world's most exquisite burial grounds and the final resting place of Eva Perón. With a population of 3 million inhabitants, this city is an explosion of colors and emotions. City 19, Vienna, Austria. We now head to majestic Vienna, the capital of Austria and one of the most elegant and beautiful cities in Europe. This city is a visual and musical symphony with opulent palaces, cobblestone streets, and exquisitely manicured gardens. Art and history are in the air here, with notable past residents such as Mozart, Beethoven, Strauss, and Freud. Every step immerses you in a bygone era of splendor and grace, from Schönbrunn Palace, the Viennese Versailles, and the magnificent Baroque style of Belvedere Palace, to the elegance of the Vienna State Opera, a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture and one of the world's most prestigious theaters, and St. Stephen's Cathedral, with its dark Gothic spires and intricately tiled ceiling. The most striking monuments are concentrated in the Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and along the Ringstrasse, the historic ring road that circles the Old Town and the Museum Quarter. Another treasured attraction is the Hofburg Palace, seat of the Habsburgs, which includes the Austrian National Library, with its impressive Baroque dome, and the Spanish Riding School, where you can admire the equestrian art. Vienna is recognized as the city of classical music and art par excellence. City 18, Tokyo, Japan. Our next destination takes us to Tokyo, the capital of Japan and a futuristic and fascinating metropolis. This city combines tradition and innovation in a unique way, with glittering skyscrapers, ancient temples, and tranquil gardens. In Tokyo, you can enjoy the ancient Japanese culture. Sightseeing tours help travelers find their way around this vast metropolis and explore historical sites of interest such as the Imperial Palace, home of the Japanese Emperor, Meiji Jingu Shrine, Tokyo's most important and popular Shinto shrine, and Sensoji Temple, or Asakusa Temple, which combines houses of worship, Japanese gardens, and traditional markets. You can also experience the modern lifestyle of this bustling city in the exclusive Ginza shopping district, with its neon lights, department stores, and trendy nightclubs. The famous Shibuya Crosswalk, one of the busiest pedestrian intersections in the world, and the Tokyo Skytree, the tallest building in Japan and one of the tallest in the world. Tokyo is also internationally renowned for its Idome cuisine, which includes dishes such as soba, tempura, udon, grilled eel, and, of course, sushi. This city is one of the most visited tourist destinations in the Asian continent and will surprise you with its contrast in every corner. City 17, Istanbul, Turkey. We now head to the breathtaking city of Istanbul, a unique destination located at the crossroads of Europe and Asia. This captivating metropolis stretches along the Bosphorus River, which divides it into two continents and is home to historical and artistic wonders. It was the capital of two of the most powerful empires in history, the Byzantine and Ottoman, and its legacy is reflected in every corner. The ancient walled quarter of Sultanahmet is home to some of the most recognizable sites, such as the majestic Hagia Sophia Basilica, with its dazzling mosaics and enormous dome, which has been a church, mosque, and museum since its construction in 532. You'll also want to experience the imposing Topkapi Palace, residence of the sultans that contains luxurious interiors and many Christian and Islamic relics, as well as the Blue Mosque with its 6 minarets and the gigantic subway basilica cistern, Yerebitan Saray, which dates back to Byzantine times. To delve deeper into the local culture, you can bargain for a wide variety of goods on a tour of the Grand Bazaar and the Spice Bazaar, which contains some of the richest smells in the world. Istanbul, a city full of history and charm, will captivate you with its diversity and magic. City 16, Budapest, Hungary. We continue our journey in Eastern Europe and arrive in beautiful and captivating Budapest, located on the banks of the majestic Danube River. This city offers an impressive mix of Gothic, Baroque, and Art Nouveau architecture. Capital of Hungary, Budapest was formed in 1873 by uniting 3 cities, Buda and Óbuda, on the west bank of the Danube, and Pest, on the east bank. Budapest's historic center, declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987, vibrates with rich culture and bohemian flair. Among the places not to be missed in this city are the photogenic Hungarian Parliament building, which stands on the banks of the Danube, St. Stephen's Basilica, with its architecture, clock towers, stained glass windows, and preserved hand of St. Stephen, and Andersey Avenue, which together with Hero Square, was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 2002. In the Castle Hill district, on top of a hill, are the Buda Castle and the Fisherman's Bastion, whose location allows you to admire a panoramic view of the city, and the Matthias Church, which has a neo-Gothic style and intricate details. To live like a local, soak in the water of one of the city's many thermal baths, including the famous Székely thermal baths. Budapest received in 1934 the title of City of the Spas, for being the capital that has more wells of medicinal and thermal waters than any other city in the world. Some 118 natural springs and artificial wells with temperatures ranging from 21 to 78 degrees Celsius. This city will seduce you with its vibrant nightlife, exquisite gastronomy, and historical charm. City 15, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Crossing the Atlantic, we head to the sunny shores of Brazil, where we find the dazzling Rio de Janeiro. This beautiful city, surrounded by mountains and paradisiacal beaches, exudes a contagious energy. Also known as the Marvelous City and declared a World Heritage Site for its cultural landscape in 2012, this metropolis has much to offer. You can experience its rich musical culture and beautiful people on the legendary beaches of Copacabana, Ipanema, or Leblon, where you will find karaokes and visitors socializing, relaxing, eating, drinking, dancing, and playing. Off the beach, a cogwheel train ride up Corcovado to the famous Art Deco statue of Christ the Redeemer, which watches over the people of Rio de Janeiro with watchful eyes, or its twin peak, Sugarloaf Mountain, will reward you with breathtaking views of the urban sprawl, fringed by white sandy beaches and the glittering Guanabara Bay. A tour of Rio's streets will lead you to discover iconic landmarks such as the historic and bohemian cobblestone neighborhood of Santa Teresa, the Sambadrome, which hosts the huge carnival celebration every year, or the enchanting Rio de Janeiro Botanical Garden, a serene and green oasis in the middle of this bustling metropolis. In addition, Rio de Janeiro is home to the gigantic Maracana Stadium, one of South America's most iconic soccer temples, built to inaugurate the 1950 World Cup. City 14, Prague, Czech Republic. We now move into the heart of Central Europe, where we discover the captivating Prague. This city, whose historic center was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992, looks like something out of a fairy tale, with its rich Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque architecture perfectly preserved. Prague, capital of the Czech Republic and known as the City of 100 Towers, is home to the majestic Prague Castle, located on top of a hill and considered the largest ancient castle in the world, and the iconic Charles Bridge, which forms a Gothic-style walkway between the Old Town, the Mala Strana or Lesser Quarter, and the castle area. Walking through the Old Town Square, the historic heart of the city, you will find the famous astronomical clock, built in the 15th century, which attracts hundreds of visitors to see the spectacle of striking the hour. You can also explore Prague's postmodern dancing house, which is notable for not displaying any of the city's architectural styles, and the narrow alleys of the Jewish Quarter, which hold the history and culture of this community. Prague will delight your senses with its exquisite traditionally brewed beer and its gastronomy, which goes beyond dishes such as goulash, trdelnik, and Czech meatballs. City 13. Amsterdam, Netherlands. Continuing through Europe, we arrive in charming Amsterdam, the most populous and picturesque capital region of the Netherlands. This city, nicknamed the Venice of the North, has more than 1,500 bridges and is noted for its beautiful neighborhoods and striking canals. Liberal culture and exciting nightlife are defining characteristics of this modern European city. Enjoy Amsterdam's rich artistic tradition, touring iconic museums such as the Rijksmuseum, the largest and most visited art museum in the Netherlands, and the Van Gogh Museum, which houses the largest collection of works by the legendary Dutch artist. The Anne Frank House is another must-see that attracts visitors from all over the world. There you will learn the moving story of this Jewish diarist girl, who hid from Nazi persecution with her family and 4 other people in the attic of the building during World War II. Walking along the canals of this capital, you will see its emblematic houses with sloping facades, which add a special charm. Amsterdam is known for being a city where bicycles are the preferred means of transportation, outnumbering its inhabitants. Explore its picturesque canals and enjoy its exciting atmosphere on 2 wheels. City 12. Lisbon, Portugal. Our next destination takes us to Lisbon, the sunny and friendly capital of Portugal. This city, with its hills and colorful tiles, takes us to one of the oldest corners of Europe, full of history and charm. On your tour, you can visit architectural gems that reflect the glorious past of this city, including the Lisbon Cathedral, whose construction dates back to 1150 to celebrate the defeat of the Moors, the Belém Tower, a mighty medieval fortress that rises on the banks of the Tagus River, and the Jerónimos Monastery, declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO and one of the most ornate buildings in Lisbon. Its historic neighborhoods, such as Alfama, Chiado, Baixa, and Belém, are a true delight for the senses, with cobblestone streets, beautiful squares, and its miraduros, or panoramic viewpoints. Other must-sees are the Praça do Comércio, which was home to the royal palace until an earthquake toppled it in 1755 and which has been beautifully restored, and the Monument to the Discoverers, located on the north bank of the Tagus River, in the place where ships used to leave for Asia in the 15th and 16th centuries. In addition, Lisbon will captivate you with its delicious cuisine, where dishes such as bacalhau in multiple presentations, delicious Belém cakes, and fresh seafood are protagonists. You should not miss the opportunity to experience a beloved musical tradition with a dinner and an evening meal. During your stroll through the city, you might cross the April 25th Bridge, a reminder of San Francisco's famous Golden Gate Bridge, as you take in the vibrant atmosphere of this beautiful city. City 11. Singapore, Singapore. We flew to the Far East, where we arrived in the stunning city-state of Singapore. This metropolis surprisingly blends the futuristic and the tropical, with skyscrapers towering over lush greenery. Singapore stands out as one of the cleanest cities in the world and has become a true gastronomic paradise thanks to the diversity of its culinary offer, which includes local and international dishes. One of the island's most vibrant districts is Little India, where shops, restaurants, street vendors, and colorful Hindu temples line the streets, making this a great place to stroll. Similarly, Singapore's Chinatown is a distinct tourist hub of the city, home to traditional shops, temples, and cultural heritage. Singapore's most iconic tourist attractions include Merlion Park, with its iconic lion-headed, fish-bodied Merlion statue, and the Bay Gardens with a surreal mix of structures, lights, and live plants, including the impressive super trees, which light up at dusk. Other popular spots include the iconic Marina Bay Sands Hotel, with its sparkling infinity pool, as well as the famous Universal Studios theme park, which transports visitors to the world of cinema. Singapore is a unique city that will captivate you with a perfect fusion between the modern and the traditional. City 10. Rome, Italy. Now we move on to Rome, the eternal city, where history, art, and romance are intertwined in every corner. As the capital of Italy, Rome is also home to Vatican City, the smallest independent country in the world. Every step in this city is a journey back in time, from the majestic remains of the Colosseum, the largest Roman amphitheater ever built, and the Roman Forum, ruins of what was once the center of ancient Rome, to the grandeur of St. Peter's Basilica, the epicenter of Catholic Christianity, and the Vatican Museums, home to some of Italy's most important works of art. Rome is famous for its rich artistic and cultural heritage, where monuments and emblematic buildings stand as silent witnesses to its splendor. Explore attractions such as the Pantheon, known for its massive dome and central oculus, the Baroque Trevi Fountain, with its incredible ornamentation centered on the sea god Oceanus and other mythological creatures, and the Piazza di Spagna, whose staircases serve as a meeting place for locals and visitors alike. Roman gastronomy is also worth mentioning, with dishes such as pasta alla carbonara, pizza al taglio, and gelatos, which delight the most demanding palates. Enjoy the wonders of Rome by walking through its cobblestone streets, discovering squares, fountains, and monuments, and immersing yourself in the captivating atmosphere that surrounds this beautiful city. City 9. Sydney, Australia. Our tour now takes us to the other side of the world to discover dazzling Sydney, capital of the state of New South Wales. This coastal city, the largest and most populous in Australia and Oceania, offers a perfect combination of stunning beaches and a vibrant cultural scene. The iconic architecture of this metropolis is highlighted by the majesty of the Sydney Opera House, which towers over the harbour with its organic structure in the form of white-tiled sails, and the Harbour Bridge, which dates back to 1932 and is one of the largest steel arch bridges in the world. In addition, the city is renowned for its spectacular fireworks during New Year's celebrations and for being one of the most livable destinations in the world. Exploring Sydney Harbour, the natural heart of this city, will allow you to discover beautiful neighborhoods and tourist attractions, such as the famous Bondi Beach, a crescent of golden sand, with crashing waves and crowds of suntanned sunseekers, and the Royal Botanic Gardens, which together with the Domain Park, offer spectacular views and beautiful scenery. Sydney's natural beauty and vibrant atmosphere will leave you perplexed. City number 8. San Francisco, United States. We head to the sunny west coast of the United States, where we find the iconic San Francisco. This city, dotted with rolling hills and famous trams, has a unique charm. San Francisco is famous for its impressive architecture, highlighting as emblematic symbols the Golden Gate Bridge, with its orange-red color and which stretches for 2.7 kilometers connecting the north of the city with the south of Marin County. The Transamerica Pyramid Building, with its distinctive shape and white quartz exterior, and Alcatraz, a former federal prison where notorious criminals Al, Scarface, Capone, and George, Machine Gun, Kelly were imprisoned, and which is now a national historic landmark. In addition, this city is characterized by its peculiar fog, known as Carl the Fog, and for being the birthplace of the hippie movement in the Haight-Ashbury neighborhood, the heart of the Summer of Love in 1967. Exploring San Francisco's steep streets will lead you to discover its historic neighborhoods, such as Fisherman's Wharf, once a stopover for Italian fishermen and now a lively waterfront strip filled with shops, seafood restaurants, and family-friendly attractions. Union Square, the city's main shopping district, Chinatown, one of the largest and oldest Chinatowns in North America, and Alamo Square, where we find Postcard Row with its famous Victorian painted ladies' houses. You also can't miss other tourist attractions, such as the Palace of Fine Arts, one of the only buildings left from the 1915 Panama Pacific International Exposition, Lombard Street, which includes the nicknamed windiest street in the world, between Hyde and Leavenworth Streets, and Golden Gate Park, with more than 412 acres that are home to museums, picnic sites, lakes, golf, hiking and biking trails, concerts, and more. The avant-garde neighborhoods, cultural diversity, and beautiful outdoor spaces of this city will captivate you. City 7. Cape Town, South Africa. Our next destination takes us to Cape Town, the spectacular city located at the southern tip of the African continent. As one of the oldest cities in South Africa, Cape Town, or Cape Town, is the second most populous city in the country behind Johannesburg. This elegant urban center offers breathtaking natural beauty, with majestic mountains and white sand beaches as a backdrop. Cape Town is located at the meeting point of the Atlantic and Indian Oceans and stands out as one of the best cities to live in the world. Soak up a bit of history and check out the shops and restaurants at the Victoria and Alfred waterfront, originally a jetty built in 1654 to cool sailors of the Dutch East India Company and now converted into a lively harborside shopping and entertainment center. Continue your walk and visit the charming Malay neighborhood of Bokap, lined with brightly colored houses and its rich culture, or the Cape Town Stadium, originally called Greenpoint Stadium and which was home to the 2010 World Cup. Go beyond the city center to learn about South Africa's tumultuous history at Robben Island, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where anti-apartheid leader and Nobel Peace Prize laureate Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years. You could also explore the pristine white sands and calm turquoise waters of Boulders Beach, famous for its African penguin colony, or venture into the suburb of Camps Bay with its wide white sand beaches and lively nightlife. Table Mountain National Park, with the iconic Table Mountain Plateau, stretches along the Cape Peninsula and is home to hiking trails, diverse flora and fauna, and South Africa's most famous coastal and mountain views. City 6, Barcelona, Spain. Heading north, we arrive at cosmopolitan Barcelona, the fascinating city located on the Mediterranean coast. This city, capital of the autonomous community of Catalonia, captivates the senses with its impressive modernist architecture, golden beaches, and rich gastronomic offer. Follow the artistic genius of architect Antoni Gaudi through the city, from Park Güell, with its whimsical fountains, mosaic benches, pedestrian walkways, and little houses that seem to be made of gingerbread cookies, passing by Casa Mila, known as La Pedrera for its undulating stone exterior, to the extravagant Casa Batlló, with its twisted window frames and skeleton-like pillars, and his magnum opus, the emblematic Sagrada Familia, declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO since 2005 and scheduled for completion in 2026. In addition, Barcelona is home to other places of cultural interest such as the Palau de la Música Catalana, famous for its spectacularly ornate interiors, the National Art Museum of Catalonia, which stands out for its collection of Romanesque art, and the Camp Nou, the largest football stadium in Europe and home of FC Barcelona. Also explore significant monuments such as Placa Catalunya, in the heart of the city and where Las Ramblas and Passeig de Gràcia converge, the Columbus Monument, a sculptural ensemble located in the Plaza del Portal de la Paz in the Ciutat Vella district, and the Arc de Triomphe, designed by the Catalan architect Josep Vilaseca as the entrance to the Universal Exhibition of 1888, which took place in the nearby Parc de la Ciutadella. Walk along Las Ramblas, Barcelona's most famous street, and get acquainted with the local cuisine at La Boqueria Market, and then wander through the bars and restaurants of local enclaves such as the Gothic Quarter, with its narrow, winding streets and shady squares in Old Town, or Gracia, in the upper part of the city. If you have some energy left, party until the sun comes up and immerse yourself in the magic of this beautiful city. City 5, Vancouver, Canada. Now we arrive in the stunning Vancouver, a beautiful city on the Pacific coast of Canada, located in the southwest of the province of British Columbia. Known as the Hollywood of the North, Vancouver has become the setting for countless movies and TV shows. This port city harmoniously blends nature and urban life, surrounded by majestic mountains and overlooking the ocean. Vancouver is ranked as one of the top 10 cities with the best quality of life in the world and a popular destination for outdoor activities such as skiing, hiking, and biking. For fantastic views of the bay, visit Stanley Park, a coastal forest surrounded on three sides by the Pacific Ocean against the backdrop of the snow-capped mountains of the North Shore. Downtown Vancouver also encompasses areas of interest such as Robson Street, a street lined with shops, historic Gastown, one of the city's oldest and liveliest neighborhoods, filled with Victorian architecture and cobblestone streets, and one of the largest Chinatowns in North America. Located on the waterfront of Vancouver Harbor is the iconic Canada Place cruise terminal, with its 5 large white fiberglass sails. Other popular spots for tourists and locals alike include Granville Island, a small peninsula filled with art studios, theaters, restaurants, and children's activities. The impressive Lions Gate Suspension Bridge, which connects North and West Vancouver to downtown, and English Bay, one of the best places in this city for water sports, such as swimming, kayaking, and fishing. This city will captivate you with its natural beauty and vibrant atmosphere. City 4, Venice, Italy. Returning to Europe, we enter one of the most romantic cities in the world, Venice. This Italian gem, located in the northeast of the country, dazzles with its elegant palaces, iconic bridges, and an unrivaled bohemian atmosphere. Built on more than 100 small islands, Venice is a popular tourist destination and a one-of-a-kind city, noted for its beautiful canals and stunning architecture. The architectural splendor of the Palazzo Ducale, the former residence of the Doge, and the opulent Basilica di San Marco, the jewel in the crown of Venice, reign supreme in Piazza San Marco, the so-called most beautiful hall in Europe, and the geographical and cultural heart of the city. For its part, the Grand Canal winds through the central districts of this city, lined with sumptuous palaces and crowded with gondolas, water taxis and public ferries or vaporetti, and functioning as a picturesque main artery to transport both people and goods through the city of canals. Give yourself the opportunity to enjoy a romantic gondola ride at sunset, while admiring brightly colored buildings and architectural works on the banks of the canals, such as the Basilica di Santa Maria della Salute, with its ornate facade and imposing dome, the Ca' d'Oro, one of the most beautiful palaces, with its characteristic Gothic facade of mixed linear arches, the Ca' Rezzonico, a regal Baroque palace with exaggerated decoration, and you pass under the Rialto Bridge, which crosses the Grand Canal. This city comes alive during Carnival, when masks and elegant costumes flood its streets, creating a party full of color and magic. City 3, London, United Kingdom. Our journey now takes us to London, the fascinating capital and largest city of England and the United Kingdom. Located on the banks of the River Thames, this metropolis is one of the nerve centers in the fields of arts, commerce, fashion, finance, media, research, and tourism. A walk through this vibrant and cosmopolitan city will take you to emblematic buildings such as Big Ben, officially known as Elizabeth's Tower in honor of the late Elizabeth II, and Buckingham Palace, the official residence and administrative office of the British royal family since the 19th century, as well as renowned museums such as the British Museum, the largest and most visited museum in the city, and the National Gallery, home to the largest collection of paintings in England. London also offers unmissable visits to the Palace of Westminster, seat of the British Parliament and a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1987, as well as the Tower of London, a historic castle located on the banks of the River Thames and which has served as the Royal Menagerie, Her Majesty's Prison, place of execution, Royal Observatory, Royal Mint and military warehouse during the course of its existence since its construction in 1066. Other outstanding icons are Tower Bridge, one of the most recognizable symbols of the city with its Gothic towers and central scale, flanked by spectacular hanging fountains, Trafalgar Square, a vast square in London's West End, dotted with iconic fountains and statues, and the London Eye, the gigantic observation wheel that offers unparalleled views of central London's most famous sites, from its prime location on the banks of the Thames. In London, history is intertwined with modernity in an exceptional way, making it one of the most visited tourist destinations in the world. City 2, New York City, United States. Flying west, we landed in New York, the most populous city in the United States of America and one of the most populous in the world. This vibrant and exciting metropolis boasts a towering skyline, bright lights, and unmatched energy. The city that never sleeps is famous for its skyscrapers and striking architecture and is considered one of the most globalized cities on the planet with great cultural diversity. Made up of 5 boroughs, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, and Staten Island, the city has many world-renowned places and buildings. Explore iconic sites such as the Statue of Liberty, which at 93 meters high protects the entrance to the port and is a symbol of freedom and democracy. Ellis Island, which was a gateway for more than 12 million immigrants to the United States for more than 60 years. And the Empire State Building, topped by an Art Deco pinnacle and the tallest building in the world from 1931 to 1977. You also can't miss the bustling Times Square, with its neon lights and advertising screens, and the Brooklyn Bridge, which over the East River offers stellar views of Lower Manhattan and the riverfront. You'll also want to take a stroll through Central Park, the green heart of Manhattan, where New Yorkers and visitors alike gather to enjoy a respite from the concrete jungle. Soho, the hypermodern neighborhood famous for its chic shops, art galleries, and trendy restaurants, and Rockefeller Center, where you'll find Radio City Music Hall, NBC Studios, Top of the Rock Observation Deck, and, in winter, the city's famous ice rink and Christmas tree. In addition, New York is home to the world's largest stock exchange on Wall Street and the National September 11th Memorial and Museum, which was erected as a place of remembrance and sad tribute to the victims of the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. The city has a wide cultural offer that includes museums, art galleries, and theaters. New York is for good reason one of the most visited places in the world, leaving a lasting impression on everyone who knows it. City 1. Paris, France. And finally, we arrive at the dazzling city of love, Paris, the capital of France and its most populous city. Also known as the City of Light, Paris is considered one of the most romantic and beautiful cities in the world. With its elegant architecture, charming cafes, and rich history, this metropolis is the most visited tourist destination in the world, captivating the hearts of more than 42 million foreign visitors each year. Here you can't miss a visit to the iconic Eiffel Tower, erected by Gustave Eiffel in 1889 and which has become a symbol of all of France, nor to the impressive Notre Dame Cathedral, which with its Gothic grandeur and stained glass windows, reigns supreme in the heart of Paris, or the colossal Arc de Triomphe, located at the epicenter of Place Charles de Gaulle and commemorating the fallen in the Napoleonic Wars. Delve into this urban center and explore the historic Montmartre district, which, crowned by the Sacré-Cœur Basilica and its cobbled streets, offers visitors a glimpse of what life was like during the Belle Époque. In the Latin Quarter, home to the Sorbonne's main campus and distinguished by its bustling cafes, lively restaurants, and must-see monuments. A stroll through the largest square in Paris, the Place de la Concorde, flanked by the idyllic Tuileries Garden and the Grand Boulevard de Champs-Élysées and famous for its impressive monuments, elegant hotels and elaborate fountains, is not to be missed. This city also houses museums such as the famous Louvre Museum, home of the enigmatic Mona Lisa, and which, in its 210,000 square meters of surface, exhibits a collection of 35,000 paintings and sculptures considered one of the largest in the world. And the Orsay Museum, famous for its exquisite architecture on the banks of the Seine River and its Impressionist, Post-Impressionist and Art Nouveau works from 1849 to 1914. Paris is also distinguished by its beautiful parks and gardens, such as the Tuileries Garden, the Luxembourg Garden, and the Jardin des Plantes. Despite its iconic landscapes and artistic treasures, there is something to be said about discovering the City of Light, like a Parisian, with leisurely visits to cafes, boulangerie, and the narrow alleys of its districts. Paris occupies a prominent place in the world in the field of culture, gastronomy, fashion, and luxury, and its beauty will make you fall in love. And there you have it, the 20 most beautiful cities in the world. From the tango in Buenos Aires to the canals of Venice, from history in Rome to modernity in Singapore, these cities invite you to immerse yourself in their beauty and create lasting memories. If you have visited any of these cities or have other recommendations, leave us your comments. We would love to hear about your experiences and your favorite destinations. I hope you have enjoyed this exciting tour of some of the most impressive destinations in the world. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more travel and adventure content. Thank you for joining us on this virtual journey, and we'll see you in the next video. See you soon.